Hey everybody, it's Rob here. The Barbarian is managing his anger. We got some amazing upgrades for our favorite build, the Spin to Win Whirlwind Barbarian. And look at this guy and look at my buff here. I have Perma Full Fury and I have Perma Berserking with these couple tricks here. I'm going to show you the build, I'm going to show you the planner and some gameplay here. Whirlwind Barb seems yet again stronger than ever, man. Rejoice. So this is the new aspect that they introduced, anger management. And you guys can see here, while above 40 fury, which we basically have all the time here, we are basically perma berserking, but we lose fury per second. But we can negate this effect fully with the boots, where we just get 1 fury per second roll. So we gain 6, we lose 2, and even Barb can calculate this. We still get 4 per second, and we have permanent berserking. We can spin, we can win, it's nuts. And we also have permanent bleed damage with our berserk ripping, because a lot of people were struggling with a single target or keeping up their berserking on the Barb in Season 4. But with Season 5, guys, we get this amazing new aspect, and that's gonna solve basically all our problems. We just have to give up elements for it, so we lose like 15% damage, but we gain perma berserking. And there's another pretty cool buff here. You see here my amulet, the Dust Devil, they buffed it by another 22%. So we're actually gaining Dust Devil damage here. So now it's 8,825 damage. And we're obviously spinning here with our mace again. You can also do this with a polearm and play a polearm, because they also buffed the Executioner glyph. And unfortunately, they didn't buff Grandfather. There was like some data mine that said 200%, but that was not true. So in the end, the polearm setup here might be more DPS, but we are rocking the Grandpapa setup, which is like crazy quality of life. We have a lot of life, we have a lot of crit damage, we have high crit chance. We only need 350 vulnerable now, because on the PTR and also in Season 5, they are going to be capping the hemorrhage. This is how it looks like. So hemorrhage is capped 45x. It's still very strong, but we're losing a bit of damage with this. But what we can do is we can just shift all that vulnerable damage. Now instead of going vulnerable damage, we just go crit everywhere. And I don't have even fully optimized, but we basically go crit everywhere. So instead of vulnerable, we stack crit. We just need 350 vulnerable. So these are the breakpoints: 300 berserking damage, 350 vulnerable damage. And then also we can get a very easy roll here of all rest now on the boots, on the pants that we have in general, because Starless Sky gives us like all this all rest that we need, and we basically just get it. Thanks for the support, guys. So we're gonna have like all the rest at 84 again with our Turel Smite. And then there is also a new helm here, Crown of Lucion. So this has a couple of problems and bugs on the PTR. It doesn't really seem to improve our damage, but boy does it look good. Like, you see this? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I wanted to show it to you without berserking, but this is a pretty crazy crown, but right now it doesn't seem to be working properly. So right now the Shako is still stronger, but I'm assuming that they're gonna do some bug fixes. For some classes it's also broken. On the Barb it's not broken, but look at it, it looks insanely cool here. That is how it looks in-game. And look, we're just like permanently red because we're just permanent in berserking. And it's just so cool. And we will spin a lot and we will win, man. So this crown looks pretty sick. But it doesn't really seem to increase our damage, because I think it basically doesn't increase our sheet. Like, look at this. So usually when I'm start spinning, my sheet should go up, but it doesn't with this crown. You see there's a stack here of the crown, and the resources is neglectable because we have Starless Sky. But it doesn't really work. It doesn't increase our damage. And I don't think it does all damage. I think it increases our skill damage. But again, the Dust Devil and also the Turel Smite is not a skill. So unfortunately the crown is not that great, but I'm hoping that they're gonna like bug fix this, and because it doesn't say skill damage, it says gain damage X. And then this would be insane, because right now the Barb is still insane for Pit 100, but Shako still seems a bit stronger. You can also play the crown. If you don't have a Shako, it's still decent. But I'm thinking that they will change this going forward. There's a lot of bugs associated with this crown, but like, I'm just going to show you here with the crown. This is how it looks right now. So we can just spin just like normal, and yeah, we do a lot of damage to these dummies. The bleed damage went down a bit, but our direct damage went up. You see the direct damage is like 10 million per tick here, something like that. And you see the bleeds is like 200 million or something like that, which is still pretty decent. And with Shako, you guys can see here, it's basically going to be very similar in terms of DPS. You guys can see here, still about 200, 188 or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, the crown does not buff the Turel and also not the skill damage. I have two planners. I think the Crown is going to be viable, but if you don't want to play the Crown right now, you can just play Harlequin's Crest. But we're definitely doing is the anger management. Again, huge quality of life. The Dust Devil is buffed, and once they fix the Crown, Whirlwind is going to get another double damage, or we'll see what they do with it. You can definitely play it. There's also a bleed version again here with Rage of Harrogath. But ideally, Crown or Shako, both will work fine. And I'm going to show you some footage. Overall, the Whirlwind is looking fantastic. The anger management is so cool. We basically can just stand here and we will never run out of Berserking, and we will also never run out of Fury, because it just keeps going up. I'll show you here some speed runs that we did on the PTR. Keep in mind, on the PTR right now, the pits are bugged and they are way harder. So you can basically add 10 pit levels to what you're seeing here. And also the progression is bugged, and sometimes you can't even finish the run. But Whirlwind is still amazing, one of the best speed farmers, and I'm expecting this is going to be one of the best farming builds for Barbarian. Right now, the Flay Barb is way ahead of the Barbarian in terms of the Whirlwind Barbarian in terms of DPS. You see this here, 461k billion. So this is almost half a trillion damage, and there's no bug as far as I know, while other classes that do like 4 or 5Q, they just have some bugs associated with it. And the Whirlwind also works with attack speed now. I reconfirmed this. I have several clips here showing this. But the thing is, if you are already doing a Salah step, like this one, it doesn't really affect you that much. But if you were one of the guys that holds down, then the attack speed buff is definitely a big W for you. But yeah, if you're stutter stepping and if you're like cancelling your Whirlwind by just spamming the button instead of holding it, the attack speed change will not really do much for you. Maybe at some point we'll cook a direct damage Whirlwind build that is going to revolve just not about bleeds, and then we can make use of this mechanic, because the direct spin, you know, like the speed in which we spin, is definitely affected by attack speed, and we are going to be a lot of faster. But for the normal build, attack speed is not really worth it. I tested this extensively, so I still suggest just going like strength on the gloves and stuff, and also no attack speed on rings yet. But who knows, they might address this and just make all the procs of Tyrells amazing. The spamming of the Whirlwind is a bit annoying. We'll see how it's going to look. But yeah, the anger management is cool. Attack speed is fine, especially for a direct version. I'll try cooking some. The planners are in the description. Enjoy the footage. And let's go, Whirlwind Barbs. Log in. Look at this Barb, man. He's juiced. He's very juiced. Barb only drink, man. Now look at the Holy Bolt elixir. Do you see it popping? That's how it goes, man. Everything dead. Properly hydrated, guys. He doesn't get as swole without. Okay, now they just next need to make an energy, protein drink. Next, just a protein shake. Boom! Do you see that? Just blast that guy. Unfaken. He's already dead, man. He just doesn't know it yet. Boom, shakolako. Yep. That's the Barb, boys. Barb Nation strong. Yeah, I was kind of not vibing farming these materials on the PTR though, but the Whirlwind build is amazing with anger management. Manage your anger. Yeah, attack speed didn't feel worth it, guys. Thanks for the support. Jolok, what's up? Welcome in, man. Okay, one backtrack is always necessary, huh? Look, and we still have our anger management problems. That's all the anger, it's fine. And cheers. I'm getting ready for that boss juice. Be the box. It's already dead. Boom. It's going. 2-minute runs, man, and that on the freaking PTR where it's really bad. That's the Whirlwind Barb, my friends. Spin and win. Okay, we'll try just a couple runs. We switch the helm. We go with Shako because the helm, I mean, it's very nice, but it might get a nerf. Let's be real. I mean, it feels the same. Actually, almost feels better with Shako. Maybe the crown isn't working properly. I mean, the crown is like not working properly anyways. Or maybe it's like not working properly in a bad way for this build. But Shako is an uber unique, so I guess you can play the crown until you have Shako. Yeah, but this definitely doesn't feel slower at all, does it? Okay, now I ran into dead end, but it doesn't feel slower, is my point. Still very good. I think we kind of be able to tell a bit more on the boss. Like here, just everything just dies anyways. Let's see. Was it Scorch? It's the same boss, I think. Okay, we'll see here. Yeah, it's the same boss. Perfect test. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I think it might be because it will say skills. But it doesn't say skills. I mean, it should work. I just feel it doesn't work. Like, that was a fun hell of a boss fight. That was a really good boss fight. It was nuts. But yeah, this is the build, my friends. Whirlwind Barb rocks. You can play Shako, or if you don't have the crown, but Starless and Grandfather are still very good for this build. And they buffed the aspect on the amulet even further. Now this is the setup we rock here. Harlequin's Crest, 2-Rail Smite. We have the Anger Management. This is the new one. Look, like I just have Perma Full Fury and I just have the Berserking all the time. So this is gonna be a rejoice, especially on the casual end when people were running out of Berserking and stuff. It's gonna be very easy, very comfortable now to keep your Berserking, and it's insane. So really, really strong. We're gonna manage our anger on the Barb. Big anger management. Then we have the Iron Warrior here for Iron Skin. We have movement speed, unstoppable here. We also have Fury per second, and this one basically just will auto-trigger your anger management. Even just standing here, my Fury is full. It will also neglect the negative effect, so instead of losing 2 Fury, you still gain 6 minus 2, you still gain 4 Fury. And you just have this permanently, and you can just chill. And then we have Berserk Ripping, of course, with Fierce Winds, with Devilish, Grandpapa, Starless Sky, Bolt's Chieftain. Again here, very important, the vulnerable on hit. And then the Dust Devils here on the amulet. Look at this, man. 8,800 Whirlwind Dust Devil damage. Insane. Then we have the X Expertise. On Whirlwind we obviously select the Mace, and then we need to select anything else. Skill tree looks like this. I have 1 point in each for whatever reason, but doesn't matter, just unlock the next section. Only 2 points in Whirlwind, again, only there to enable your stuff. I don't even know why I have a point in Double Swing. Probably don't want that point in Double Swing. Just put it in Pressure Point for more vulnerability. I think I was testing some stuff. 3 in Imposing, 3 in Vigor, a Strategic Rallying Cry for the Fortify. And we don't need the Fury because we just get it here baseline. And even with the Helm, if we play Crown, we're still going to be fine in terms of resources. Then we are rocking Iron Skin. We are rocking Challenging Shout. We are rocking Warcry, Booming Voice, Raid Leader, Swiftness, Aggressive Resistance, Prolific Fury. We chose this one for some more Fury rec. Don't even necessarily need this if you're not playing the Helm. So you can shift this. If you don't need Fury, you can shift this and just take Slaying Strike for even more damage. But either is fine. Then we have Cut to the Bone. We have Counter Offensive, Heavy Handed, Wallop, Wrath the Berserk, and obviously Gushing Wounds. And then Paragon boards, we cooked a bit. There's still more optimization. I'm going to put a more DPS focused variant in the description. In the exploit here is the Starter Glyph. Then we have Irer, we have all the life nodes. The planner is going to be in the description, excuse me. We have Might, we have Wrath here with Tenacity, and then we have Hemorrhage. And now we need only 350 vulnerable. I think I have about 350. So you see I have 350 vulnerable and 300 berserking. And this gives you the cap now because this Hemorrhage is now capped to 45x. We don't need Carnage. I've tested attack speed. And as long as you are stutter stepping like this, attack speed won't affect the stuff. But if attack speed would affect your damage if you were holding it. But since we already like stutter step, we don't need the Carnage and we don't need the attack speed from that. We will just be okay without it. And then yeah, the 300 berserking here for 1.3 on Blood Rage, Martial Glyph, and here we took some life nodes, Decimator with Disemboweled, really cool. And that's pretty much the build, boys. Spin to win, still insanely strong, much quality of life with the anger management here. And the necklace even got more of a buff here for almost 9,000 damage per Whirlwind Twister. And maybe this new helm will be fixed. I think right now it's impacting the Whirlwind even negatively. Or like doesn't do anything. I don't know. My suspicion is it like doesn't work for skills. You see, because our attack power without Starless Sky like just doesn't go up if I have the stacks or not. But there's definitely something wrong with the helm. And the Sorcs are doing quintillions of damage with it. So even without the helm, just playing Shako, it's good. And the bleed nerfs are affecting us a little bit, but we have more direct damage and more base damage. And we have this attack speed scaling that makes it feel even more smooth, even on baseline. I hope you enjoyed the overview, my friends. Spin to win Season 5 again, log in. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.